The Maha action is in the capital tonight. In less than an hour from now, Devendra Fadnavis, Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar will be meeting the Home Minister. While Fadnavis is the front-runner for the Chief Minister's chair, both Shinde and Ajit Pawar have their wish list ready. While Eknath Shinde is eyeing the lion's share for his Sena in terms of portfolios, Ajit Pawar is keen on keeping the finance ministry. Here's more.
The Maha action has now shifted to Delhi. While Devendra Fadnavis is the front-runner to be the chief minister, the Mahayuti allies are thrashing out a power-sharing formula. All three are projecting unity.
कि हमारी महायुति में कभी भी कोई एक दूसरे के प्रति अलग मत ये रहा नहीं है. हमने हमेशा साथ में बैठकर निर्णय किए हैं. जल्द ही हम हमारे नेताओं के साथ बैठेंगे और उचित निर्णय करेंगे.
भाजपा, शिवसेना, राष्ट्रवादी काँग्रेस, आरपी आठवले आणि इतर सगळे आमचे घटक पक्ष आहेत. त्या सगळ्यांच्या बरोबर आपण जास्तीत जास्त जागा निवडून आणायच्या आणि पुन्हा एकदा या राज्यामध्ये महायुतीचं सरकार आणायचं हे आमचं पहिलं टार्गेट होतं. ते टार्गेट आम्ही यशस्वी केलेलं आहे.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के वरिष्ठ नेता जो निर्णय लेंगे मुख्यमंत्री पद के बारे में, जो उनका कैंडिडेट होगा, उसको हमारा शिवसेना का पूरी तरह समर्थन है.
With decks cleared for Fadnavis as CM, sources tell India Today that Eknath Shinde is likely to opt for urban development and state road development ministries for himself. Shinde is also eyeing the lion's share of portfolios for his Sena, like revenue, agriculture, health, rural development, industry and social justice. He is also seeking one cabinet and one minister of state post in central government.
So senior leaders in the party are of the view that Eknath Shinde must be part of cabinet with some heavyweight portfolios which will be beneficial for the party to further strengthen in Maharashtra. And in the absence of Eknath Shinde in government, most of the MLAs will struggle to get the funds and adequate share in the government, believe senior ministers of the party.
Ajit Pawar's big ask is the finance ministry, along with the deputy CM's post. But BJP is likely to keep finance and planning with itself. Ajit Pawar also wants to retain portfolios like agriculture, food and civil supply, women and child welfare, medical education, sports, rural development. According to sources, BJP is likely to keep around 21 to 22 ministerial posts. Shiv Sena will get 10 to 12 ministries, and Ajit Pawar's NCP is likely to keep 8 to 9 portfolios. With Ritvik Bhalekar in Mumbai, Bureau Report, India Today.
While the Mahayuti is moving towards government formation, the Maha Vikas Aghadi seems to have hit a speed bump. The Uddhav Sena is gunning for the Congress, blaming the Grand Old Party for bringing down the MVA's tally. Some Uddhav Sena leaders have also declared that their party will fight the upcoming BSc elections alone. Will Uddhav Thackeray pull the plug on the tie-up with the Congress and the Sharad Pawar NCP?
Days after rout suffered by the Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi in the assembly election, rift within the opposition alliance widens. Shiv Sena UBT, which was completely overshadowed by Eknath Shinde's Shiv Sena, managed to win just 20 seats out of the 96 the party contested. Sources say Uddhav Thackeray is under pressure from Shiv Sena UBT leaders to go solo in future elections. Some party leaders are openly speaking about it.
शिवसेना लड़ी थी सिर्फ 96 सीट्स. ठीक है, हम 20 जीते, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. हम 288 जीते तो 40 जीतते, 50 जीतते. उससे संगठन को क्या, संगठन तो मजबूत हो रहा ना. ये भूमिका शिवसेना के कुछ कार्यकर्ताओं ने रखी है और ये सही है, क्योंकि एक ना एक दिन तो शिवसेना को खुद के बलबूते पे महाराष्ट्र में सत्ता में आना. चलो आज नहीं कल.
Party MP Sanjay Raut, however, refuted reports of rift and asserted that all is well within MVA.
महाविकास आघाड़ी में हम चुनाव लड़े लोकसभा में और हमें अच्छा कामयाबी मिली. 30 से भी ज़्यादा लोकसभा की सीटें जीतना ये बहुत बड़ी बात थी और हम महाविकास आघाड़ी में लड़े। तब ये किसी का कहना नहीं था कि हमको महाविकास आघाड़ी से बाहर निकलना चाहिए। विधानसभा के नतीजे आने के बाद ये किसी की व्यक्तिगत भूमिका हो सकती है जो हार गए हैं या कुछ और बातें हैं।
MVA allies of the Shiv Sena UBT are watching the developments closely. On the other hand, Mahayuti leaders are mocking the MVA.
ये देखिए, ये महाविकास आघाड़ी जो बनी थी वो सत्ता के लालच के लिए ही वो बनी थी। कोई विचारधारा का उनका मेल नहीं था और उद्धव ठाकरे के शिवसेना को कांग्रेस के साथ में रहने के लिए उनको बाला साहब के विचार और हिंदुत्ववादी विचार को छोड़ना पड़ा था। इसीलिए उनको महाराष्ट्र में बहुत पीछेहट उनकी हो गई।
What is left of the MVA is the question. Whether you leave or don't leave, it makes zero difference. Do understand this tsunami and the mandate which has come to the Mahayuti is based on good governance and good work, not just mourning false narratives and blabbering on television, which has seemed to be the narrative of the Ubata Sena.
Shiv Sena UBT leaders are concerned about the dilution of its Hindutva ideology to accommodate the Congress and the Sharad Pawar-led NCP. Some party leaders are blaming this factor for the election setback. Bureau Report, India Today.
So who will be the next Chief Minister of Maharashtra? Is it a done deal for Devendra Fadnavis? Could there be a last-minute twist in the tail? What does the political future of this state look like? Joining us now on this broadcast is Milind Khandekar. He's a managing editor with the India Today Group. He runs our Tux project. I have Sahil Joshi, who heads up our Mumbai and Maharashtra coverage, is the managing editor for Mumbai Tuck. Sudhir Suryavanshi joins us, senior journalist, author of the book Checkmate. Sheila Bhatt joins us. Tohin Sinha is with us from the BJP. The UBT Sena decided they will not be joining the show. I want to go across to Sahil Joshi first. Sahil, is it a done deal that in this meeting that starts a short while from now, Devendra Fadnavis' name will be settled upon, or do you think there could be a last-minute twist in the tail?
Well, at this point of time when we are speaking, it clearly looks like that Devendra Fadnavis' name is settled for, and that is the reason why Eknath Shinde took the press conference he took yesterday. In fact, this has been communicated to the NCP leaders as well. In fact, they were also pushing for his name, that he should be made the chief minister, so that because there are multiple factors at this point of time. One, that he actually is a natural claimant for the position. He couldn't become chief minister in 2019 because of the prevailing political situation in 22, because BJP by hook or crook had to get down the Mahavikas Aghadi government, and they had already promised Eknath Shinde that Eknath Shinde wouldn't have come to BJP if he wouldn't have promised for the chief minister's position. So it was kind of a majburi of Bharatiya Janata Party to make Eknath Shinde the chief minister. He listened to the party, despite he first announced that he will not be part of the government. When he was asked that you should be part of the government and climb down to deputy chief minister's position, he accepted that. And then, of course, there is a force from the cadre in Maharashtra that Devendra Fadnavis is the leader and he should be made the chief minister. Having said that, the most importantly, the current economic situation at this point of time, there are multiple economic promises have been made by the Mahayuti before elections, and to fulfill those promises, most importantly, to run the state the way it should have been, they need somebody who has this administrative experience, and Devendra Fadnavis fits the bill, and that is the reason why it clearly looks like that he will be made the chief minister.
Okay,
But
I'll come back to you for more later.
I would like to have one line disclaimer, Rahul,
yes,
that whatever happens in BJP, anything can happen. So that's why, keeping that aside, this is what I feel at this point of time. Rahul.
Milind Khandekar, you've tracked Maharashtra politics for long. What kind of a chief minister is Fadnavis likely to be in this term? He was chief minister, suddenly he was chief minister no more. He didn't want to be deputy, was nudged, pushed towards becoming deputy CM. He said, I'll be back. If Deva Bhau comes back, what kind of a CM do you think? How have you seen his political career evolve into the kind of person he is at this moment?
So Rahul, let me first tell you that what Sahil said, that I will still, while Fadnavis looks like a front runner, I will still hold for the legislative party meeting to elect him, because we have seen the way BJP has operated, and still there are voices within BJP saying that we don't want a Brahmin chief minister. The Marathas will get upset. But having said that, assuming, because the NCP leader told me today that Fadnavis will be the chief minister, so I'm assuming that he will be chief minister, but I will still wait for the official announcement. Now, to your question, how will Fadnavis will be? So he will be the strongest ever, because remember that in 2014, when he became chief minister, BJP got only 122 seats, and that was like first term. But now with 132 seats, it's almost a BJP government. Like they will keep Shinde and Pawar along with them, but they don't need anybody else to run this government. So you will see, Fadnavis coming off the age, or whatever he wants. I mean, he had a plan for Maharashtra. I remember in 2019, he had the whole 100-day plan, a 5-year plan, and everything suddenly collapsed when he couldn't become the chief minister. So you will see a very aggressively Fadnavis implementing his vision, his policy, if he becomes the chief minister.
Sheila Bhatt, you were at lunch this afternoon with Ajit Pawar. Give our viewers an insight into what you picked up. What's the Delhi political buzz at this moment, and what are you expecting on the question of who will be the next chief minister of Maharashtra?
Yeah, hello Rahul. We had a lunch with Ajit Pawar, and it was a first of its kind. Regional strong leaders, stalwarts, they rarely speak frankly before Delhi media. But today Ajit Pawar was in a great mood, and he spoke quite a lot new things. So one thing which is the interest of our subject, is that he was talking to us about the future of Maharashtra government and everything, as if Fadnavis is the BJP chief minister. So that is one clue. He didn't say that Fadnavis will be the chief minister and he is elected, but the way he talked, nobody questioned him, and he was in that flow of things. He was saying all about Fadnavis and how he could not become in 2019 and all that. So first of all, we journalists pick up these small things. So I think Fadnavis, at least Shinde Sena and NCP, led by Ajit Pawar, believes that Fadnavis is the chief minister. The biggest thing everybody wants to know. But the way lunch and our gupshup went on, that was the thing, one thing. Second, I think I still believe that most people now say two things in Delhi, that in Maharashtra, BJP chief minister will be there, not of Ajit Pawar nor Shinde. So BJP chief minister, and secondly, they say that Fadnavis is most likely, and most people say, knowing Modi well, who has a passion to give a surprise. He's famous and infamous for giving us a surprise, but putting that side that as a joke, but I think everybody is saying on a scale of 10, 9 for Fadnavis. But
Okay.
I'm saying that there are enough clues BJP itself has given, and even Modi has given. Modi rarely gives, but in the Vijay speech at Din Dayal Upadhyay Marg, headquarter of BJP, on the day of victory, he said, "Mere Praram Mitra." So we don't know that what it means. I mean, it was a clue also. And secondly, more importantly, I'm
But
again
he
and again
called
asking.
Khattar a dear friend and a long time acquaintance just before
Yes,
Khattar was removed as
I
chief
do
minister
remember that.
of Haryana.
But
So
one
that's a
thing-
bit
no,
dangerous.
no,
You
but
don't need
one-
to read too much into it. Yes.
Okay, but yes, on a serious, yes, we take this part, all these things seriously, and already Milind and Sahil has also given a caveat. I would also like to give, but I'm just telling you two serious things. One serious thing is that throughout the election, BJP party gave enough hint that they are fighting within Maharashtra under the leadership of Fadnavis. I am asking you why. Second thing I am saying that if Fadnavis does not become chief minister and some surprise comes, OBC or somebody, some Sharma or Yadav from Maharashtra, then I think this is my personal opinion, and many would not agree with me, but I think it will speak more about BJP and less about Fadnavis.
No, sure.
That
I think you
Fadnavis
make
is
an
just
important
now.
point. He did what he could, worked as hard. He has the goodwill and the equity amongst the party cadre and clearly amongst the voters, that there is no reason to deny him. Then Tuhin Sinha, why is this being turned into such a T20 match which is going down to the wire? Why can't the BJP take a quick, expeditious decision and let everyone know and end this mystery once and forever?
Good evening, Rahul. Good evening, everybody. Well, a mandate so mammoth is a mandate for the next 10 years. So, a week or 10 days is no big time.
तो पहले 5 साल तो चला लो अच्छे से.
नहीं, जब मैं आपको दावे के साथ कह रहा हूँ 5 साल तो चलेगी ही, लेकिन इस प्रकार से जब डेसिमेट होती है ना ऑपोजिशन, इनवेरिएबली द ऑपोजिशन विदर्स अवे, और हम कम होते होते तो Maharashtra is at the cusp of a historic new era, and whatever decision is made will have a bearing on the future of Maharashtra and on the bearing of on India. And I can tell you, the optimism is universal. Yesterday, 2 senior British diplomats met me. They were, inquisitive, and they had questions. So, because they also believe that a robust Maharashtra government.
No, but one of the concerns voiced by Milind and by Sahil was the potential of a Maratha backlash. That ultimately you said that you were fighting this election under Eknath Shinde, and now suddenly when you make a Brahmin from Nagpur chief minister, the concern that there will be a Maratha backlash and the agitation which seemed to be dying down may get stoked again, because Fadnavis after all was in the crosshairs of the Maratha agitation.
Well, 2 things. One, we, while we fought the elections under the leadership of Eknath Shinde ji, we did not name a chief minister. Number 2, Devendra Fadnavis ji had been an excellent chief minister. He blends 3 rare qualities. He's a hands-on administrator. He's brilliant with governance. He's an able technocrat, and he's a 24/7 karyakarta available to party men, around the clock. So he becomes a natural claimant also because of the fact that he has been unlucky twice over in 2019 and 2022. Finally, when it comes to the Maratha factor, there are 40 odd portfolios that need to be given out, and I don't think Marathas have ever demanded a chief minister, Maratha chief minister. So I think all concerns can be taken care of, can be accommodated.
Sudhir Suryavanshi, what's your instinct telling you? Is Fadnavis shoe-in for chief minister, or could there be a last-minute twist?
See, Rahul, there are 2 different things: running the government with good administrative experience and election fought under whose leadership. What I believing and getting information from the Eknath Shinde camp. Eknath Shinde, the election was fought under his name, his leadership. And he was promised that if the Mahayuti come back, then he will continue still to 2029, And then same promise was made by the, Delhi top leadership and the state leadership as well. Therefore, Eknath Shinde has, yesterday, if you see his press conference, he has said that he extensively campaigned in many constituencies. He has also extended all sort of resources where it requires. So he doesn't hesitate, providing all these things. Now the mandate was in whose favor, basically. The mandate was in Mahayuti favor. The BJP emerged as a single largest party because it contains the large number of seats. If the Shinde Sena has contested the large number of seats, he would have also won the same number of seats. So that is the main thing. Second thing, in the Lok Sabha election,
but that's not correct. BJP has a strike rate of 89%. The Shinde Sena strike rate is about 70%. So the BJP strike rate is higher than that of the Shinde Sena.
No. If you see in Lok Sabha, the BJP were down. There were no vote transfer of Maratha and OBCs to the,
No, but we're talking about who will be chief minister now, not what happened in the Lok Sabha election, sir.
No, listen to me. So now in the state assembly election, the vote transfer happened because of Shinde and Ajit Pawar. Many Maratha, though, were reluctant to vote the Mahayuti. So they voted this time the Mahayuti. Who were their face? Their face was Eknath Shinde. Now suddenly if the BJP decide to make Devendra Fadnavis as a chief minister, I don't know what sort of message they want to give the Maratha voters who voted massively to the BJP.
You think the Marathas will get irked if Fadnavis, a Brahmin, becomes chief minister?
I don't know how they will react it.
This election, nobody is talking in this bold way, but this election is a silent answer to Maratha dominance of many decades by OBC. Non-Maratha and OBCs. This election, one message is that also. Don't forget. And also, if and we should just graduate from this talk of he's a Brahmin, so what will happen to Maratha lobby? What lobby? After 130 plus seats, there are no lobbies. All lobbies are with Mahayuti.
Okay.
And third thing, two Marathas are already there in the Mahayuti. Ajit Pawar and Shinde. So what more Maratha
Sahil, this
dominance?
concern that's voiced as a negative, and I know that within the BJP as well, there are those who are detractors of Devendra Fadnavis, who've been calling journalists, calling MLAs, and talking about the potential of a Maratha backlash, even as they build up their own candidature.
Well, to face Maratha backlash, there needs to be something where they will have to face the election, which I don't see for the next 5 years, because the next immediate elections are going to be the municipal corporation elections, where the caste combination hardly matters, specifically in cities like Mumbai, Nasik, Pune, or Nagpur. What matters more right now for the BJP is to give a clear message to the party cadre that they respect what the leader has done for the party, and that's what it seems is important at this point of time. And I'm not saying it as my opinion. That is what I've been hearing from the BJP as well as NCP sources. In fact, even Shiv Sena sources, Eknath Shinde Shiv Sena sources have also told me that the things are pretty clear. What I've heard is that why Eknath Shinde took the press conference yesterday is basically because day before yesterday, in the night, he was communicated that this is what has been decided, and the final decision was actually taken by the Prime Minister. So actually, there has to be some kind of a thought behind the whole thing. Suddenly, what Shiv Sena was trying to do since last 3 days, pushing forward the name of Eknath Shinde, various tweets from the party leaders that how he is a Janta ka neta and Janta's chief minister, how even the Maratha card, which actually the BJP accuses Sharad Pawar of, Eknath Shinde Shiv Sena used the same card. Their official spokespersons came up with a slogan that the Maratha face should be the chief minister. All these things stopped suddenly, and Eknath Shinde came forward and took the press conference. He had to actually tweet in the evening. So there is some kind of a talk which has already happened. What is happening in Delhi today is to streamline the things about the portfolio distribution, who is going to get how many seats in the cabinet, and what can be the formation.
Milind Khandekar, Sudhir Suryavanshi argued that it's a bit unfair to Eknath Shinde that you de facto project him as the chief ministerial face. You fight the elections under his leadership. His argument is that many of the Marathas and those who didn't really like Fadnavis and the BJP, they came on board because it was Eknath Shinde who was on top of the ticket and he had two deputies. What's your reading of this verdict? Had Fadnavis been projected earlier, would the verdict have been substantially different or marginally different?
See, Rahul, Sudhir is right, because I remember when Mahayuti did a press conference, they were asking that who's your chief minister candidate. So I think Fadnavis only said that our chief minister is sitting here. Who is the Mahavikas Aghadi chief minister candidate? So in a way, they sort of played and they sort of showcased Shinde as one of their face. But Rahul, this Maratha versus non-Maratha debate, if you look at BJP's election machine, the way it has worked, they have always taken on a dominant caste. Be it Jats in Haryana, they had a Manohar Lal Khattar for 10 years almost, or even Saini now, or even Fadnavis. So you take somebody who is from not from the dominant caste, make him chief minister, and let everybody else polarize against the dominant caste. In this case, it is Maratha. So I think this is how it worked. I mean, even in Gujarat, you remember, Vijay Rupani was made the chief minister at the height of Patel agitation. So I think the BJP would not necessarily want to go for a Maratha chief minister. They would want to go for a Brahmin chief minister or a OBC chief minister. So that is the only question in my view.
Okay, so I want to come to the second question now, and this is to do with what happens to the Mahavikas Aghadi. We've spent time on the Mahayuti. There were some rumblings, Sahil, that the Aghadi could splinter, that the UBT may want to walk away. Some Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray leaders have come out and said that in public, which has been denied by other leaders in the UBT. So is the UBT split over whether to stay as part of the India alliance? What's your sense of what happens next?
Well, even today, they will need the alliance partner, specifically Congress and NCP, if they want to get the leader of opposition's post, because that is what the Shiv Sena is eyeing for at this point of time in assembly, because they do not have adequate numbers. It will solely depend on the speaker, and the speaker will look at the pre-poll alliance if he deems fit at this point of time. So they still require the Congress and NCP on their side. But looking at the municipal corporation elections, it doesn't look like that. Most of the cadre now started thinking that at least the municipal elections, they should be fighting on their own, and to check the strength of the party on the ground, specifically in Mumbai. They have realized one thing: in cities like Mumbai, the Congress's vote bank is getting transferred to the UBT, because most of the people, specifically in Mumbai, they're getting the Muslim votes even without Congress's support. So why do not try this for the municipal corporation election? But at this point of time, it doesn't look like that they will take such a drastic step of announcing it, that they are getting out of the Maha Vikas Aghadi, because the alliance is the opposition is so small at this point of time in the number game, that they will need to stick together. They will have to have some kind of a joint strategy, and the rest of the things can be followed in next 5 years. The main challenge in in front of Shiv Sena UBT was whether Eknath Shinde becomes the chief minister or not. And now that that challenge is over, they will have to look at how they will build up their own party. They have a sufficient vote share to retain the party's name and symbol, whatever the party's name and symbol they have got now. So it is still, they will take their own chances without disturbing Congress at this point of time in the assembly. But for the local body elections, it looks like that they will try and
you think they'll split away and try and fight the BMC election, for example, by themselves? Sudhir Suryavanshi, what's your sense?
There are high chances.
Will the UBT stick with the MVA? Will Uddhav Thackeray now want to walk his own independent path?
See, there are pressure over the Uddhav Thackeray that he should walk away from the Maha Vikas Aghadi, because many of them feel that remaining with the Maha Vikas Aghadi, they will not able to increase or expand their footprint, and the Shiv Sena, now Eknath Shinde will not be at the helm of the government, so it's a better chances to them. So therefore, I think there is a huge pressure over the Uddhav Thackeray, but it will be a big risk also, because if Uddhav Thackeray walks away and the Muslims and minority vote, he doesn't get it in the BMC election, and that goes to the Congress or NCP, Sharad Pawar led party, the split of the vote will also damage his prospect in the BMC election. So strategically, I think they have to announce that they are fighting separately, but wherever the strong candidate and weak candidate, they have to support, do complementary and supplementary strategy. Then it will help to to retain their vote base and come back again in the BMC election. I feel that BMC election will be altogether different election. We in Maharashtra, we always say the BMC election and the state assembly election are two different things. I have seen many Congress voters and BJP voters who vote BJP and the Congress in the rest of the Maharashtra. But when they come in the Mumbai, they feel the Shiv Sena is the soul and the Sena has to be retained. Now, which Sena has to be retained? That is the big question before them. Now, Shinde will not be at the helm, so they will prefer the Thackeray, or they will prefer the cut to size Eknath Shinde.
Interesting. You've got an interesting theory, which is that they may not be happy with the fact that Shinde is not on top of the ticket. Milind Khandekar, do you share that assessment? Because there are two ways of looking at it. One is that with the BJP, Ajit Pawar and Shinde Sena on the one side, when they're also running Mumbai, there is just so much money, power and resources at play that even if there is some section of society which is disturbed, will it potentially change the results of the BMC elections when they happen?
So Rahul, in my view, the question is, it is now the UBT is going to fight for its survival. And remember, there can be only one Marathi party. See, Raj Thackeray split and made MNS out of Shiv Sena, and he is wiped out. He's nowhere, because there was only one Shiv Sena who would be in the market, or in the electoral market, so to say. Now, the Asli Nakli Sena, the fight is between Uddhav and Shinde Sena, and Shinde has won with a thumping majority. He's clearly there to say that I am the real Sena. So for Uddhav, the question is not whether he stays in MVA or not, whether he will be able to beat Shinde Sena, because my point is that in Mumbai or in Maharashtra, there can be only one Marathi party. So, Uddhav has to first figure out that whether he can beat Shinde Sena, which at the moment looks very difficult to me, because we have seen what happened to Raj Thackeray. He was a splinter of Shiv Sena, and today he is nowhere to be seen. And Uddhav has, he He could also go that way.
Okay, we've had an interesting conversation. We've heard different points of view, and the good thing is our pundits have different theories about what happens next. I hope that you picked up some perspective. You can, of course, share your theories and your perspective with us on social media. I want to thank Milind Kandekar, Sahil Joshi, Sudhir Suryavanshi, Sheila Bhatt, Tuhin Sinha announcing very clearly that Fadnavis it will be. The party hasn't officially announced, but the BJP young guns in Maharashtra are quite keen on seeing their man Deva Bhau as the next chief minister. We'll track what happens in that big meeting starting 9 p.m. Thank you for